So welcome to the spoilers discussion for Spider-Man Far From Home. I know it's a long time after when it came out.
It's like a month behind.
We need to just, we're going to start doing the spoilers reviews no matter what. Right after we review it.
We just let this one drag on. I know you guys were waiting for this one, but here is our thoughts on the spoilers. So that really, I can't really remember what I gave this movie as a score-wise. I think I said it was very similar to Spider-Man Homecoming for me.
Between 7 and 8.
Yeah, it's something around there. And really, as far as spoilers go in this movie, I mean, I really think the biggest one we're just talking about now is Mysterio and the multiverse was a lie.
It's basically
so
the marketing, whole movie was basically a spoiler.
Yeah, so basically the whole Mysterio plot line, I was really excited to see what he could do. And like, because I think he is an actual hero or villain / anti-hero in the comics. And I was excited to see the multiverse. Like, that was a whole, like, it'd be awesome. Like, you can go to a different timeline, go to the timeline where Thor lost Loki or something like that. And then you realize it's just all a joke. Or at least in this movie, it was all a joke. There was no such thing as a multiverse. He totally lied. So, yeah, so the multiverse, like, that whole sequence when he's talking to Mysterio, Sam Jackson, and, or I guess Nick Fury, and the people there, was that all fake, or was that actually him? Because it gets confusing, because it's actually not. Let's look at that later. But
I mean, that's really integral, though. I mean, the end credit scenes for this movie are just completely. Do you want to talk about that first? Or? Well, I was just kind of mentioning it. The end credit scenes for this movie, I know it's at the very end, but that just has integral stuff throughout the whole movie. But yeah, I mean, the multiverse thing. Yeah, they said it's not real in this movie apparently, but there's a movie coming out, Doctor Strange. Madness into the multiverse,
yeah,
right?
So is that a lie too?
So obviously it's getting real later. So I mean, obviously Mysterio's Deceiver in the comics. I've only heard that. I'm not acting like I knew that. I've just heard it from people, and I mean it's clearly what he is. But I mean, I definitely think at least that route. I mean, obviously it was kind of interesting how he was bad. It twisted our thoughts, but I just thought it was cooler. His powers aren't. It's kind of like the Luke Skywalker thing, where you know when you think he's there at the end, and then he's not. It's not. His powers aren't cool, obviously, because he's not even there.
Yeah, I did like the idea of him like staging that stuff. Like I like the scene where they were like saying like no, make more destruction. They destroy more stuff, and then the scene where he gets the glasses. Like I thought that was a cool dialogue scene. Like I really feel for this Mysterio guy. He seems like a really nice guy, and then all of a sudden you realize things started to disappear, and all the people that he was working with were in the bar, and like. A lot of stuff had to go that way for him to assume he was going to give up his glasses like that. And
yeah, that's a big coincidence.
Honestly, he even said a couple of times, like, no, don't do it. Spider-Man could be like, okay, fine, I'll keep it. And he had a chance to take it like 2 times before that. And the people would have been like, why'd you just take it the first time? But he must have just... I mean, it's obviously it's a movie.
Yeah, but
that was the biggest thing, was Mysterio is not real, I guess.
Yeah, and his powers aren't cool anymore. I mean... Because he's not there. Like, they're not cool. It was interesting, like you said. Well, yeah, I know.
That's what it makes sense. He is flying around, so...
Yeah, he touched the guy. He actually touched Spider-Man, but I know, the thing, like, maybe he didn't. I know, they really did reenact a lot of stuff, but that's something I got into, where obviously his powers aren't cool anymore after that moment, just like Luke Skywalker's. He's not there. Doesn't actually have the powers. And I was confused in the beginning, because remember in that first scene where the water monsters formed, the water elemental, and...
Spider-Man gets wet.
Yeah, and the fist punches Spider-Man in water.
All this stuff is actually destroyed too. Like buildings are destroyed, fires are lit, the Ferris wheels stopped. Like,
which I know the drones do that. Yeah, but I know the drones destroy stuff. But he didn't have the drones, right, in the beginning.
No, he did.
What, he just got more with the glasses?
Well, all the drones and stuff. He just had more control, and he had control of all of Tony Stark's like stuff at that point.
But like that's where I was really confused, because in the beginning he's using drones, because you kind of see that one moment you kind of see a drone, but then when he gets the Tony Stark's glasses, what does he just get more drones? Because they were the same ones.
Yeah,
that's why I was so confused.
It is pretty confusing. Regular review. And then that one sequence when it's the sequence when Spider-Man is with Mysterio and he gets like tricked like 15 times in a row. Like he thinks they're caught. And then it's not, and he gets up by a train. Like, that was the end of that. But, like, that whole sequence was cool. But it was really, like... I wish if they had done that, since they did show Iron Man dead, I wish they had put Thanos in there or something like that. Like, you see Thanos, like, kill Iron Man or something. Like, that'd be awesome to see that. But it was still cool to see, like, Iron Man, like... Not cool to see him dead, but, like, how, like... Because Spider-Man felt guilty for him being dead. I mean, that's kind of what... I mean, that was a big thing in this movie, too, was Iron Man's presence in this movie. I like the beginning when they showed the... like the memoriam
Yeah.
of the people that were dead. And then I really liked a huge thing I really loved about this movie is really quick scene of like someone filming their iPhone when the snap happened during a basketball game. Because it's funny now, as like they say today, but that's gotta be really scary if that was actually happening. Like the game, the ball just disappears, like people fall. Like I wanted to see more of that.
Yeah,
that
they
was really
came
cool.
back.
Well,
Right?
yeah, then they came back to where they came. Yeah, so
that's something that they need to address. And another thing, like, what if the pilots of a plane disappear? That's something
they definitely
that they won't
address
address. But yeah, that's the kind of. I mean, and well, I was gonna say,
I guess
those scenes were really. It was kind of a little too much for the scenes like you were just saying where he was tricking Spider-Man.
I mean,
like so much was going on, and then Nick Fury's there, then he wasn't. It makes sense to a point.
It was supposed to be kind of like a Doctor Strange moment when he was being like when all that crazy crap was going on. He's like falling through his eye and like all that stuff was going on. Like, it was supposed to be like really insane. I also like this. I also like the whole like story element between Mysterio and Spider-Man. Like, yeah, he's a villain, but he really didn't want to fight Spider-Man at all. Like, he felt for him like as a person. Like, cause he didn't hate Spider-Man. He hates Iron Man. Spider-Man was just kind of like a victim of the circumstance because he even says to his people he's working with, like, because like the one drone was missing, he's like, where is it? Then you see freaking Spider-Man and his girlfriend pick it up like so perfectly on the camera, and he's like, and then he makes one of the drones almost kill one of his guys. He's like, because of you, Spider-Man is gonna have to die now. He's like,
yeah, I didn't think he needed to. I just didn't think.
Does he care?
I didn't believe the fact that he could have actually killed him though. Like, I don't think Spider-Man did enough to where he's like, I need to kill you.
Because he's the only one that knew that it was fake.
Yeah, but I guess he is really bad.
Because he needed no one to know that it was fake. Because remember, he was gonna like save the day in front of a bunch of people and be, like Avengers level threat. He kept saying Avengers level threat, and well,
that's the other thing I wanted to. Well, first of all, the good scene. Well, it's not really a spoiler. Just when Spider-Man, the Flash, is like messing around with Spider-Man's glasses. And he knocks out the Flash. That was a good scene. We didn't talk about, not spoiler. But
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of comedic moments in this movie. I mean, the whole relationship thing was kind of a joke. I mean, the Ned is with the one girl for the vacation, and then there's the Spider-Man with MJ. Is that her name?
I guess.
But MJ apparently knows that he's Spider-Man, which I mean, I guess that's a spoiler. And then that was about it for that. I did like the opera stuff. I like the stuff with the idiot guy that Spider-Man thought was with MJ, because there were so many scenes where, like, remember at the movie theater when he looked down, he saw him like sit. It was just that guy just came out of nowhere. Was he? Or last time in the comments, was he in the last Spider-Man, or did he come back older and that's why he looked like something happened? I don't remember him from the last one. Like, he was in this movie a lot.
He was. I think he was really young, and then he.
That's why he came
didn't
back.
get snapped,
okay.
And then he was that old. But.
So that makes sense. So and I did like. I like the two teacher characters. I thought they were always kind of funny. I mean, they're always a joke, but I like characters like that a lot. So there's two. Is there two end credit scenes?
Yeah, there's the Spider-Man getting exposed. And
there's
then
two.
The scroll one. You can talk about the first one.
Yeah. So the first one was the most interesting one. He's like in town square or wherever he's at. After he just kind of like whipped around MJ, like holding her around. Then they land. All of a sudden, you see a video from Mysterio before he dies that he filmed during the like stuff that was going on, saying who Spider-Man's real identity was, and says he's Peter Parker, and also made it look like he killed him. Remember how like he shot him in the like his vision, whatever it is. It looks like Spider-Man murders him, and he was like begging him not to kill him, and it was obviously not what happened in the movie.
Well, he was saying.
He made it look like Spider-Man's bad.
Execute all. They said like. Do you want to like kill all the civilians? Like execute all of them?
Whatever it was, he was obviously manipulating stuff, and then it just ends with him saying Spider-Man's Peter Parker, and then that's it. It just cuts out, which is that leaves a huge. I mean, the next movie has to start from that moment. It has to. You can't just say five years later.
Yeah, everything's gonna be different because the whole thing with Spider-Man is that he's secret and like the identity is secret, not like Iron Man or someone else. Like nobody knew who he was except the select
and it's a
people.
problem because. He can't be in any of the sequels or any of the next movies because unless it's before that, because if he just shows up in like Doctor Strange, he can't just be like normal, like hey, what's up? Like you need to see how he solves this huge problem of like the world knowing who he is.
I mean, I guess there's really no way to solve it. I mean,
well, there's gonna be obviously that's the storyline of the next one.
I mean, he's just gonna have to live with them all knowing it. I I mean, unless he can mind control.
I don't know how people don't know Superman is Superman in those movies. I mean, he literally looks the same with glasses on.
Oh, yeah.
But
but the second one though,
the second end credit scene was a complete joke.
Well, yeah, well, it definitely did. I mean, the end credit scene is literally just Nick Fury being a Skrull. You find out Nick Fury and the other girl, I don't know, freaking Agent Hill, Maria Hill, is a Skrull, and it's so stupid. I mean, The Skrulls, obviously, Captain Marvel was an awful movie, and we both hated it, and The Skrulls were not on our top part of that list. The poor, innocent old woman.
No, it's the refugees.
Refugees. But, yeah, Nick Fury's a Skrull through the movie. Like, why? And just why? Like, that's the only thing I have to say.
Right.
Why do that? Like, if you couldn't... We thought they couldn't F up Nick Fury's character any more than they did in Captain Marvel, but they ended up actually doing it. I don't know how.
It sucks. Well, first of all, I like Nick Fury throughout the movie. He had a lot of funny lines, like, don't put me on hold, or he said, I can't do this right now. I was like, well, why the F not? And, like, things like that.
Because of Samuel L. Jackson. It was still actor,
him.
But...
So, and I don't know if the Skrull was able to just, like, have his Nick Fury's brain in there at the time for him to act like him, because the whole thing makes no sense for them to be Skrulls. The only reason they do it, I don't really know what the reason is. I guess we're going to find that out, but I guess it's just to just shove the Captain Marvel story elements into these movies because no one wants to see them in solo films. And there's really no, it sucked because it made no sense. And then to make it even worse, more confusing, Nick Fury, if he's on vacation, which I can understand that. Nick Fury wants to go on vacation, so he has the Skrulls kind of play him at the time, like be him like in a society, but then he wasn't even on vacation. He was on a ship looking out at a beach on a Skrull ship. So it's just so stupid, and it was just nothing was exciting about it. Like, what is that teasing?
Well, it's just
it's supposed to be funny.
I guess. I mean, I was just we were obviously so mad.
It didn't land for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's so stupid because now those funny lines we thought of Nick Fury before, they aren't funny anymore because it's the Skrull. Nick Fury, I mean, why does Nick Fury continue to get effed in these movies? Captain Marvel, he's just a flippin' wimp and an idiot and just a wuss. Remember, like, Nick Fury, little to no threat or something. It's just like, one, Nick Fury's here, but he's not. I mean, like, just why? Like, see, please, if someone's even watching this still, tell me why they did that. Why do they have to F this character, Nick Fury, who we actually really like? And, like, just why? Is that supposed to be funny? Because it F's up the whole story.
We'll see. Obviously, we won't know until the next Captain Marvel movie, which we're really excited for.
It is so stupid. We want to see Nick Fury. I don't want to see some stupid Skrull, especially if they're good. Like, if they were bad, that's interesting, but not if they're good.
I actually liked the Skrulls when they were bad to start that movie. And then when you realize they were this innocent family, I was like, okay, this is just stupid.
Well, yeah, obviously the way they went with that. But, yeah, it's just so...
Because they're not cool. They can't fight. They're...
Like, what can they do, really?
They couldn't even fight Captain Marvel before she was powerful.
She didn't even have her powers, and they couldn't fight her.
Anyways, let's not even talk about that. So, yeah, so that was Spider-Man Far From Home. That was our spoilers discussion. There really wasn't much more in this film besides that. It was very similar to Homecoming, and really, it was after Endgame. It's a huge step down, obviously. It's not going to be a step above. I'm just saying, like, story-wise, like, there was no...
Well, yeah, it's a lot of spoilers.
It's a different movie, but it was still... I mean, I thought I had a pretty good time with it. I wasn't, like, super excited leaving the theater, but I didn't, like, dislike it. So, from what I see coming forward, this is probably a freaking standout. So, that was our spoilers discussion of Spider-Man Far From Home. Let us know in the comments if we left anything out. Obviously, we're doing this a month after we saw the movie. And,
yeah, sorry this took so long, but... You know, I mean, honestly, we should have done that, but I mean, it kind of just proves how we just weren't that thrilled about this movie. We didn't need to talk about the spoilers. So.
Yeah, and life hits. So
and life does hit. That's the reason.
So thanks for watching our spoilers discussion of Spider-Man Far From Home. I believe I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 or something around there. You probably gave it. I think you gave it higher than that, maybe.
I think I gave it the same.
So yeah, go back to our non-spoiler review if you want to see what our scores were for that. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.